Hello. Today we're coming at you with a really different video. Basically, today I'm going to be kind of reacting and just talking about the InuYasha sequel. I am a huge InuYasha fan. It is like my first anime and it's what like really got me into exploring a wondrous world of anime. I didn't think in the last 10 years of me living that we would see more InuYasha content because I really was convinced that the whole universe ended at the final acts, but we were wrong! I was really excited. I saw the news on Twitter, but I didn't really believe it at first, but then I started seeing more reliable sources saying that it's actually coming back, like Viz Media, and I was like, yo, it's actually gonna happen. So apparently there's going to be a InuYasha sequel called Hanyo no Yashahime, which means Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. Woo! The news came out a few days ago, but I really wanted to make a video. I'm really sorry if this isn't my usual content, but this is something that I'm really happy with and like really excited about, and I thought it would be really fun for me to like make a video and just like talk about it because I have a lot to say. They came out with character descriptions that also comes with a little bit of the like plot, and I thought it'd be fun to just read it over and then give my thoughts. I kind of have like mixed emotions on it because I don't know. the story kind of feels kind of wonky and doesn't really make sense from the information that we know from the show, and like there's a lot of like plot holes and I just want to talk about it. But like despite everything, I'm just excited that it's coming back. My childhood heart is living. InuYasha actually helped me get through a lot of stuff. Whenever I was sad, I would always just rewatch it. It always like gave me like good memories and always made me feel happy. So yeah, InuYasha really helped me through a lot of like hardships. So let's get into it. So someone on Twitter named Miggy X Murray, thank you for the translations. So basically they came out with the main characters, and the story is basically about Sashomaru's and InuYasha's kids. But Sashomaru's kids, mother, who's the mother? Who's the mother? And then InuYasha and Kagome's kids. So we're just gonna read over the little character descriptions and then kind of talk about it. So basically, Sashomaru had twins, and from what we can see from the character designs, they are obviously part human because of their human ears. Here we have Towa Higurashi. She is 14 years old. Higurashi? That's Kagome's last name? What? Okay, so her saying is, I'm going to win back Setsuna's stolen dream for sure. So here, a modern girl living in the Reiwa era, which is like modern day society. A 14-year-old female middle school student. She traveled in time to the present day using the time tree tunnel 10 years ago. So when she was 4 years old. She was helped by Sota, Kagome's younger brother, and grew up as his daughter. She is good at martial arts and has had to change school many times because she starts fights when she's surrounded by bad kids. She is presently enrolled at St. Gabriel Gakuen, the all-girls school. She met Setsuna and Noroha, who came to the present day and is trying to return to the Sengoku period to win back Setsuna's sleep. She dresses like a boy because it makes it easier for her to fight, and she is actually Sashomaru's daughter living in the Sengoku period. Okay, so basically from here we know one of Sashomaru's daughters got separated by everyone and I guess accidentally time traveled to the future using a time tree tunnel. And from what we know from the original series, Kagome was only able to time travel through the Bone Eater's Well, mainly because I guess you could say with the help of the Sacred Jewel Shard or the Sacred Jewel. The logic kind of is different because InuYasha was still able to time travel, and Kagome at the end, even without the help of the jewel, she was still able to time travel. But we don't know if she ever went back. We don't know anything about that. I guess there's like the loophole over there with that concept, but it's also kind of like a plot hole because Sashomaru's daughter InuYasha mainly was able to time travel because because time flowed differently around him because he was kind of frozen for like 50 years, I guess you could say. That part was always really like confusing to me. If anyone knows the answer, please let me know in the comments below. That's what we know about Towa Higurashi. Okay, so next is Setsuna. She's 14 years old and her saying is, "I don't know you. Step back if you don't want to get killed." Oh. So she's 14 years old. She joined a ghost extermination service headed by Kohaku, and her main job is exterminating ghosts or demons. I'm really excited about this because we also get to see grown-up Kohaku, possibly grown-up Shippo. We don't really know because demon age is different, but grown-up Kohaku. Oh my gosh. So she joins Kohaku and they work together to exterminate demons. She was actually separated from her older twin sister, Towa, when she was 4 years old, but she traveled in time to the present day with Moroha 10 years later. She reunites with Towa. However, she has no recollection of her childhood because her sleep was taken by the Butterfly of Dreams. So I'm assuming that really means like her and Moroha, which is InuYasha's daughter, traveled in time, but she doesn't really remember her older sister because her memories was taken away from a demon, butterfly demon. So together, Towa and Moroha are trying to win back Setsuna's sleep. She will return to the Sengoku period, but it is believed that she is just like Sesshomaru in that she is calm, collected, and not moved by events. Setsuna is very calm, like Sesshomaru, like you half demon. And then the last one, Moroha, which is InuYasha and Kagome's daughter. So her saying is, "When I put lipstick on, I turn into Kuzushi no Beni Yasha," which is basically the red country destroying demon. Oh, that's cute. I read a comment on my Instagram when I posted about this. Someone said that it's like a tribute to Kikyo. If you guys remember their whole backstory, like InuYasha and Kikyo's backstory, she got a lipstick and she put it on. She's like, "Oh my god, I'm pretty now. I feel like a normal person." And then, yeah, so when I put lipstick on, I turn into blah 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 blah. A 14-year-old bounty hunter. Each time she exterminates a ghost or a demon, she sells the booty, which is the head, fangs, or bodies of the ghost, to, I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry, who trades bounty heads. I'm assuming maybe with like Kohaku's people, because if you guys remember Sango's weapons and like the weapons stuff in Sango's village, they actually reuse parts of demons, like their bones and stuff, and they create the weapons. So I'm assuming she also sells all those stuff to maybe like Kohaku's people to get money. So maybe that's how they met. How she met Setsuna. She uses Yoto, the ghost sword. She has her own sword. Kuri Karamaru. I hope I said that right. So I'm assuming her sword as well was made out of demon parts. Her nickname is Bakekoroshi, which is ghost killer Moroha. When she puts on her lipstick that is carried in a shell with a red pearl, she turns into Kunikuzushi no Beni Yasha, the red country destroying demon, and acts very wild. Her personality is cheerful and open-hearted. She is more worldly than Setsuna and Towa. She is actually the daughter of InuYasha and Kagome, but she hardly knows her parents because she has lived alone since she was young. Okay, that was like, this whole thing is really crazy. So, all we know for the plot so far is they're all like the same age, which is weird. I'll get back to that in a second. But the twins were separated. I read in another post, I think by a fire, there was a fire I think, and then they were separated. And then Towa went into the time tree tunnel 10 years ago. Adopted by Sota, which is Kagome's younger brother. I wonder if Sota ever got married. I know he had some trouble with romance, but Maybe he got married, we don't know. And she's just a troubled child who gets into a lot of fights. And then Setsuna, possibly, we don't know if she knows Sesshomaru. She did lose her memories, but maybe she only just doesn't know who Towa is. But maybe she still knows Sesshomaru. She's like the only one with a parent at this point, like a blood-related parent. I'm assuming this butterfly of Dream Demon is the struggle that they went through when they were 4 and they got separated. Maybe that's how she lost her memories. And then in this, I feel like Moroha, which is InuYasha and Kagome's daughter, is kind of the side character. Because I feel like the whole story kind of revolves around getting Setsuna's memories back from what we see so far. And then just Moroha just comes in and then she's like, okay, we're gonna go time travel, which I think was also an accident. Find Towa, and then they're like, oh my god, you're my sister, and they're like, oh my god, I don't remember, and then they're like, oh my god, let's get your memories back, and they're like, oh my god, let's go back home. And yeah, that I guess is the story that we know so far in a really half-assed description. When I first saw the movie poster, before I even read this, I was like, okay, we don't see Kagome or any of the humans in this movie poster. All we see is InuYasha, Sesshomaru, and then the kid. And I was thinking, okay, maybe it takes place a lot more in the future and then all the humans died off that were in the original because demons age slower, right? It's really confusing because they all seem to age normally. If we remember when Kagome first met InuYasha, he was already 100 years old, or over 100 years old, and he was stuck on that tree for 50 years. So even being a half demon, you age slower. But then if Kohaku is here, and maybe Okay, so I did research about their ages. Kagome was born in the year 1982, which meant she was 18 at the end of the whole show, which meant that it was the year 2000. She had Moroha when she was 24 years old, and then she was 28 when Towa went to the modern day world. And then she was 38 during the bulk of like the whole show because of the era they're in. That also means Sota was 22 when he found Towa, and then 32 during the bulk of the show. So yeah. How does the age work? How does it work? Moroha is actually quarter demon, right? So we don't really know how she would age, but they're all 14 years old. I am confused. I am confused. Also, another thing. The whole fandom is kind of just wondering who Sesshomaru ended up with. Who did Sesshomaru end up with? Because if they're all 14 years old, if they're all 14 years old. Okay, so I did more research. Basically, if we do the math, Kagome waited 6 years until she had a kid. So, at the end of this whole show, Rin was 11, and then if you add 6 years, that would mean she would be 17. Which meant by the time that the kids were separated, she'd be 21, and then during the bulk of the whole show, she'd be 31. And then I got curious and I just searched up Sango and Miroku's age because they already had a few kids by the end of the series, and Sango was actually 19 and Miroku was 21. And honestly, if anything, I feel like Rumiko would introduce a new character because it was like 6 years or 16 years past and we don't know what really happened in between those years, so yeah. That would mean Kagome and whoever Sesshomaru ended up with had kids at the same time. Kagome is like 10-ish years older than Rin. We know that Miroku and Sango had 3 kids at the end of the series, and that was only in the span of 4 years. So like, we have so much questions. So much questions. Questions, basically. How are Towa and Setsuna and Moroha aging despite being part demon? How did they travel back in time using in the future, using a tree tunnel? Who is Sesshomaru's wife? Lastly, where are InuYasha and Kagome? When I read this, my jaw dropped. When I read this for the first time, my jaw dropped because I was like, no, I do not want to have another anime, another like reboot where the parents are shit. If we look at Naruto and Sasuke aren't really the best parents. And then if we're gonna compare it with this, from the last line, she's actually the daughter of InuYasha and Kagome, but she hardly knows her parents because she has lived alone since she was young. The only explanation I could have for her living alone is either they were like separated, they were killed, which if that happens, this series doesn't exist to me. Third, InuYasha and Kagome got kidnapped somehow and cannot see them because I doubt they would neglect their daughter. Kagome, as you can see in the very first series, she loves children. She will take care of children very well. I know InuYasha kind of grew up by himself as well, but really cares for the people that he cares about and will do literally anything to save them, you know? It would be very, very out of character for InuYasha and Kagome just to like neglect their kid. So I'm assuming some struggle happened for them to be separated, and I doubt that they just neglected their kid like Jean's dad from Hunter x Hunter. I'm tired of bad parents, man. Please, can we just get a good parent? Another question, where is Miroku and Sango? They're the only people who actually had kids in the last series. And where they at? Where they at though? That is the little character descriptions and some of the plot given about the story. We don't know exactly who the parent is. I'm just so curious. She I don't know. Okay, let's react to some memes because Twitter was literally so good on that day they announced it. And the fact that it's coming in fall 2020. I literally gave up on 2020. I was like, 2020 is over, I'm ready for 2021. Let's get this going. Let's time travel. Give me the tree to time travel right now because I can't be here. And then this came and they're like, fall 2020 and InuYasha sequel is coming out. And I can't believe that it was even trending on Twitter. I was like, whoa, it's trending. Here, InuYasha sequel, Tokyo Mew Mew reboot, and Bleach anime coming back. It's like we're living in 2008. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. InuYasha this, Sashomaru that. I just want to see this man again. He's probably gonna be like an old man. Oh my god. Actually, no, because age is different. Rumiko Takahashi, Sashomaru has daughters. InuYasha twin. Woo! Someone, wait, what if the mother is... I actually died at this. Rumiko, for the love of God, I make only one request. Please do not. Also, Sashomaru having a half-breed kid after talking shit about InuYasha all his life. LMFAO. My favorite thing about InuYasha is that, like, Sashomaru doesn't do anything. He just walks east to west, north to south, being beautiful. This man doesn't pay taxes. He contributes to society by being prettier and bitchier than you'll ever manage. I adore him and he's a show poodle. That is so funny because I honestly never really had a crush on Sashomaru. I thought he was always like a villain. He was also like kind of scary to me. I always really liked InuYasha in my opinion, despite him being annoying. InuYasha's coming back and Sashomaru has a kid. I just found out that I'm not the mother of the child, so I'd appreciate it if no one talked to me at this time. Thank you. And then someone posted a description of Moroha, which is InuYasha's daughter, and it's like, she lived alone since she was little and doesn't know about her parents that much. Cheerful and more accustomed to the present world compared to Towa and Setsuna. And then someone replied, damn, you can't have good parents in anime, apparently. Which is so sad and true. There has to be something more in depth with these girl stories, some magic or villain or something. I don't believe for a second that our girls have shit parents, especially InuYasha and Kagome, which definitely is very out of character for them.
Oh Lord Sashomaru! I see that Kagome has returned!
Na 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 na.
Big brother! That's weird.
That was really bad. Big brother! But apparently also the guy who composed And InuYasha, the whole music score is coming back for this anime, and I'm so excited. Also, I hope Do with Infinity, the people who sang most of the InuYasha like OSTs, comes back because I love their music and I listen to it all the time. InuYasha's return reminded me of this meme. Now I'm laughing again. We'll meet again, won't we? No, you're just a filler character. That was one of the first InuYasha memes I've seen back in the day. In honor of InuYasha spin-off or whatever, let me bring back this iconic 30-second vid of InuYasha and Kagome saying each other's names.
InuYasha! Kagome!
We'll be seeing a lot of that again, I'm assuming. And so it's gonna be like Towa, Setsuna, Moroha, InuYasha. So short. Okay, I'm really fangirling and really in a good mood right now. I'm really excited for fall 2020, mainly just to see what happens. If anything, if it doesn't go well, I can just block it from my memory, pretend it didn't happen. But yeah, I had fun talking about this. I feel like I should do more videos like these because I feel like I'm really passionate in talking about these types of stuff. But if you guys are fans of InuYasha and have your own personal opinions on like the characters and the story so far and like some of your theories, leave them in the description or in the comment section below. I would love to read them. I really would love to read them. I need more theories on what's gonna happen because I don't know. Also, follow anime Instagram account where I post a lot of anime recommendations stuff. It's called Anime List and it's really cool. I usually post on my story a bunch of like anime news and stuff like that, and like, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!